Hey everyone, what is going on? This video, I am going to be making some aluminum door panels. The first thing I did is I measured my door panels, and then I went to Home Depot and picked up these two sheets of like .019 aluminum. They're 3 foot by 3 foot. That is plenty big enough for me to get the doors cut out the way I want. Got the door panel off, as you saw in a couple past videos, and this is kind of the mess that was left. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to remove all the lock and door mechanisms, I think, because those kind of get in the way, I believe, and try to get it as smooth as possible. I could always drill a hole and add them back on later if I wanted to. And then I'm going to tuck all this wire down inside the door, because when you roll the door down, it doesn't really come near anything. So if I tuck, all this under here, that way my power lock still works and I'll still be able to use this handle. And then this will all be completely smooth and just have the crank for, the manual window swap out that we did. And I think that will kind of come out nicely. The sheets at Home Depot were like 22 bucks a piece, and then I bought like a pack of self-tapping screws. And if you don't have anything else, I had some of these at work, so that way I can bend over any edges if I need to, and some snips, so that way I can cut it easier. So I'm gonna have to get started and remove some more of that excess stuff on the door and reroute the wires. So let me grab some tools and get started on that. Got the power lock disconnected. That one. So now the harness is all off, and I can fish it through the door. See you guys down here real quick. Go. That is on there. And that is all now tucked out of sight. And it will not get caught anywhere on the door. or I mean the window, and shouldn't really rattle too much. So that cleared up a big mess down here. Still got to do the other door, but I'm going to focus on one door first. So next, I'm not sure if I want to keep the locks, because this is a big mess here. It'd be nice just to put it flat, smooth down, use this stud to help center it, and then just do some self-tappers around the edge, and then drill out for that. So probably have to set you guys down so I can get in here and unhook these rods. Now I got both doors completely basically kind of gutted, and let's get some more light in here. So basically all that's left in here are the manual window cranks. All the factory wiring is now tucked into the bottom of the door. All of the door hardware mechanisms for the door panel have been removed. So all that's left is the lock mechanism here and the solenoid to unlock and lock it, and all the stuff for the outside handle to work. So, and as for the wiring down in here on the Stratus, it's all the windows go down. So all this space below, like this big like crash bar on the sides, that's like this point right here. On that door bar, anything below that you can put down there. It won't be in the way of anything. So now, now that we got this all smooth, and that's all basically done, now we got to grab a door panel and get to tracing. Alright, now we get on to the creative part. Got my driver's side door panel here and the metal. Now the metal I got has like this protective layer on it, so we can just go ahead and Sharpie outline the door. And it's not going to be perfect. Ideally you would have a template, because as you can see, like this is curved a little bit to flow with the door better, and like this side's a little bit more straighter. So now we can see that this has like, I don't know if you can see this on the film, but it's kind of like textured this way, like the way it went through the press or whatever when they rolled it out. So what we need to do is get this set up a little bit. And ideally I want to make as little cuts as possible. So, you know, this side's pretty straight. We got a curve here we got to deal with, and then we got this arch here. And what I should probably do is measure down, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the panel right along here, so it gives it somewhere solid to attach, and then this has a nice rolled edge so that there's not like any metal to get caught on anything, except for down here where the lock was. But kind of get the idea. We'll attach it along here, down along here, and just hopefully get as close to this line as possible. So I'm gonna see if I can mark this door up a little bit, because it just kind of hangs on these clips down here. So what I did is I held the door panel in there, and with a little Sharpie I marked the plastic here and on the other side where that kind of support is. So now I can line up, you know, this side here. That's pretty straight. We've got our curve there. And we'll just line up the other side, and I'll trace this out real quick. there is our layout for the door. So if it was a little bit smaller, I probably could have got both door panels on there, but these door panels are pretty big, so there's not really any good way to do it. So we got 2 sheets. So now, I'm not really going to film it or time lapse it, but have to get to cutting. And I just grabbed these tin snips, and they should be pretty good. I should just have to follow the line. The first cut here. Butter. And basically you just got to continue that out and make sure there's no sharp edges and go from there. So once I get this all cut out, I'll be back. Door panel is now all cut out. I still got to do some filing around the edges because when you use snips like these, I don't know if I'm going to find one, but like you get like these little bits of metal here that'll like really dig into your skin, so you got to kind of file them off. So I'll show you kind of a test fit. I think I got to drill 2 holes. Obviously the window crank, and then this stud here. Normally there's like an L bracket, and that's where like the armrest is. So I think I'm just going to use this stud to help mount it in the center and just put like a cap bolt on it. I don't know what thread this is, but I'm sure I can find it. Not too important right now. So grab the panel here. Give you guys an idea, and that's basically how it's going to look, plus a window crank. So I just got a normal metal file here. I'm going to go around and hit all this, and then before I drill and put this one into the car, I'm going to go and trace on to the next piece of aluminum instead of using a whole nother door, because since this is nice and flat, I'll be able to get it pretty close. So, and I think the way I'm going to attach them is I got these self-tapping like number 8 screws and some of these little like, you know, these round guys to make it look kind of nice once it's in there. So I'm going to go ahead and file this, and then I'll be right back. So I'm actually a little disappointed because this piece of metal that I used, this piece of aluminum, had a protective top coat, like little piece of vinyl on it, and this other one does not. So I guess I'm going to have to cut it the same way as this one and then flip it over so that way you don't see any Sharpie marks. But I'm going to go ahead and trace this one out real quick. So to solve my problem about that not having a coat, I just grabbed a dry erase marker. So this one can be cut out, but first I want to grab the drill. When I marked it up, I don't know if you can see that little dent. That is for the window crank. So now I just got to grab the drill, pop a hole in it, and then I think through the center, because I want to get at least one mounted up right away, because I'm really excited to see how this will look. It's a little hard to see, but right here, I don't know if you can see it, there's the indentation for the window crank. So now I got a 1/2 inch drill bit, which I might have to remount just a little bit, because it might be just a tad big. Oop, lost my drill bit. So I'm going to clean this hole up a little bit, and we'll set it in the car. So got the window crank hole drilled out. Now I got this little indent for that where the door handle like normally bolts to. So now I just got to grab a small little like 1/8 maybe quarter, pop that on there. And then we can get to mounting one of these door panels and see what they look like, because I'm super anxious to see this on the car. So there it is. I may try to make a little pull handle out of some cloth or something on that, but that looks sick. I love that it's smooth now. That looks so good. So now I just got to get those self-tappers. I don't want to use too many because I don't want to add a ton of weight back to the car with just in hardware. So I'm thinking maybe 4, you know. I'm going to start with the corners and just kind of go from there. And I'll film the first one, but I'm not going to show it all. That's boring. Let's start. See if we can get this first one going here. A little bit violent going in there, but get the idea. Some nice hardware. Get all of this down. Yeah, I'm gonna do the corners first and see how secure it is. Probably maybe like I'm hoping maybe 10 screws per door. That's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pound out the rest of these, and I'll be right back. So here it is. There is one door panel in with 10 screws with the little like kind of dress up hardware, and so that's basically it. That is the smooth door panel. It did sink in a little bit over here because this door curves, and then right here there's a little bump because part of the track right here overlaps. And the one thing I forgot to do is I wanted to weigh this before I put it on the car. So I'm going to cut this one, mark out where I need to drill, and then I'm going to weigh that and compare it to the stock leather one, because that's what was in this car. So really like it. Not sure if I just want to cap this off to help support it, or if I'll use maybe like an old jet key tag thing and try to make a nice handle for it or something, but the stud sticking out kind of bothers me, so maybe I put a little pull handle on it, even though no one will probably ever be in the back of this car because, I mean, there's no seats, there's nothing in the back. So let me go ahead and start cutting this one. Alright, so there's 2 holes there because I messed up and drilled too low, so I had to move the hole. So I don't know what to do about that. Hopefully the handle will cover it. I don't know. I could always grab another sheet, but I really don't feel like spending another 20 bucks to do that. They're not hard to make. We'll just I'm gonna throw it in and see what it looks like. Might have to grab another sheet and go from there, but always double check, or else you end up with messes like that. So there it is installed. The handle kind of covers the hole. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I might just leave it like that. But then again, being all nice and perfect over here, I don't know. I could always make another one. I'm going to pull this one back out and weigh it, and we'll go from there. I could always maybe put a sticker or something over that hole, but it's not like these panels were too hard to make since they're pretty flat. And I could always take one off, trace it, and make another one, but I really don't want to do that. So I'm going to pull that one back off over there, and we'll weigh it and compare it against the stock door panel. Got the scale out here, and I'm going to throw the factory door panel with all the insulation and leather on here. If I can get it to balance on here. Alright, it's fully on there. It's not resting on the ground anywhere at all. And actually, let me make sure. Yeah, scale zeroed out. So we got 4 pounds 12 ounces, 4.7 pounds, or 2.164 kilograms. So that's basically 4.7 pounds is the factory door panel. So let me grab the aluminum one. And we got the cutout door panel. And that is not on the ground. And that is 0.94 or 0.42 kilograms or 15 ounces. So that is just the door cutout. And just out of curiosity, this is the hardware and, you know, a couple bars for the locks and everything. And they weigh 5 ounces. Yeah, they weigh 5 ounces, 0.3 pounds, 0.14 kilograms. So again, we took out, you know, 2 sets of this. So we pulled a little bit more weight out and added, you know, like a pound or so, whatever, back for the door panels. But I think they look better. So it's the next day, and as you can see, I grabbed a whole nother sheet because this is really bugging me. And for like 23 bucks after tax, I'm gonna redo it so that way it doesn't look like that, because that just looks dumb. So since the driver's side looks so nice, I'm gonna redo the passenger one so it doesn't look like this. So I have a whole template here to use. Alright, so there is the passenger side all done. I got to clean up all these extra screws and figure out if I want to do anything for that stud there, or just put a bolt on it to support the center. But so that's basically it. I think it came out really good. I really like the way it looks. Looks really clean now. Simplified the doors. They look nice and smooth. No gaping holes. And that's pretty much it. And if anyone's concerned about getting locked in the back now that there's no handle or anything, they're manual windows. You can roll them down, and worst case scenario, you can just climb over the seats, or even reach the power lock up there. But that's pretty much it. I think I really like the way these came out, and I really like the way it looks in there now. So I am extremely hot. I don't know why it's like in the 70s and humid in October in Pennsylvania, but it is. So really like that project. Realistically, it just took a few hours. If your doors are a little bit more complex, you might have to do some bending, and if you have someone with access to like a laser cutter or something like that to make you some nice, looking panels with nice smooth edges, go for it. But again, I'm really excited how they look. I'm just super hot and exhausted from working on this for the past couple days, off and on. But yeah, I really like the way it came out. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do like the tool bag handle trick and loop it on here, or if I'll just put a stud on there to support the center. So that's basically it. I had a lot of fun doing this install. I'm hot. I'm gonna go get a shower, and I'm gonna figure out what to do for the next video. But if you guys like this install, leave a like, comment if you have any questions, and like and subscribe. Until next time.